want to thank all of you. Please be seated. I want to say a special word of thanks to Dolores Huerta, who has been a great friend of Hillary's and mine, and campaigned for her for 8 years. Finally, her long dream is going to come true. Thank you, thank you. And congratulations on you. You have a son running for Congress. Thank you very much. I will be brief. Not that brief. All over the world today, borders are being crashed. Economies are being changed. And everywhere the question is, can we create an economy for everyone? Can we create a society for everyone? The other party says, no. We need walls. We need to weaken labor unions. We need to make it harder to vote. People should make less money. But we say, and most important, Hillary says, we need bridges, not walls. We need ladders of opportunity that everyone can climb, not barriers to people's dreams. Where everyone can vote, everyone can join a union, everyone can live up to their dreams. Not a place that is constantly divided. She was the first major national politician to stand up and support California's efforts to end the discrimination against farm workers and overtime. And we need to do that everywhere. I want to thank Tom Paris for supporting Hillary and for the labor that he has undertaken, especially upgrading our overtime rules that will increase the income of 12.5 million of our fellow citizens. We need to do that everywhere. Raise wages, improve education, create more jobs, so we can all grow together. Look at you. You are the strength of America. We live in a global society. And I want to thank the farm workers for many things, but before I came out here, I had a discussion about all these children from Central America who are being brought to America, whose families are troubled and often subject to violence where they live, because the farm workers are committed to creating economic opportunities and safe spaces for those children where they live so they can grow up in safety and their families can make an honest living. I tell you, if Hillary becomes the President of the United States, she will try not only protect the children who come here, but to make sure if they stay home, their families will be able to earn a decent living and raise them in safe and good circumstances. We are facing here a question being faced everywhere in the world. Shall we close our borders or open our hearts? Our differences are good. They make life interesting and create new possibilities. But our common humanity matters more. When we turn away from people, when we say they are less than we are, when we compare them as they have done in the other party, in a way that is damaging and hurtful just to make votes from other working people who are afraid because they too are in trouble. We say, no, let's lift all working people. Let's lift all incomes. Let's care about everybody. Let's get investments everywhere. This whole election is about whether you believe we can grow together, whether you believe we can work together, whether you believe we can live together. If you say, yes, we can. Si se puede, then Hillary is your candidate for president. If you say, no, 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 we need a wall across the Mexican border. We need to take from this group and give to that group and stop people from voting, stop people from earning decent wages. You have another choice. It's a very bad choice for America's future. We need to vote with hope in our hearts. We need to vote with trust in the future we can build together. We need to believe that our children can live their dreams only if all our children have a chance to live their dreams. And Hillary has lived that her whole life. When I met her, we were still in law school. When I met her, the farm workers were only 7 years old. A new and growing organization. She left for several months to go to South Texas. Mexican-American rural people who had been denied access to the ballot for decades. That's the first thing she did when I moved her to me. When she got out of law school, she went to the South to try to give African-American children the same access to public education that other children had, and to get teenagers out of prisons with adults so they would have a chance to live their lives. Now she is saying, we need to grow the American workforce. We need to do in order. We need comprehensive immigration reform with a path to citizenship. We need equal pay for women and paid leave and affordable child care so women can work. And we need to look at the prisons of this country and let these young people who have been in too long for nonviolent offenses get education and training, let them out and let them go to work and be a part of America's future. So we can all rise together. It is so easy when people are afraid to say, I will give to you and not to them. I will build a wall and keep them out. But there are no walls which will keep out the social media. California recently had a terrible terrorist attack in San Bernardino. People were afraid. The other party says, you know, we just need to stop letting any Muslims into America. The problem is that those terrorists were converted over the internet, over the social media. So Hillary said, no. Every Muslim who loves freedom and hates terror and believes in work should be welcome in this country to help us win the battle over the social media against the terrorists. We have to win this together. Now, if we have a threat, maybe our bridge to the future needs a few security checks. If the economy is changing so fast that we are losing good lifestyles and jobs, maybe we need a few speed bumps, but we don't need a wall. We don't need a wall. We don't need to deny people citizenship because they were born somewhere else, born speaking a different language. That's what makes America great, our differences. You know, we live, Hillary and I do, in New York, where they voted for her overwhelmingly in the primary. New York City doesn't have as many people on Wall Street anymore because President Obama signed a bill to stop a lot of that gambling so that they couldn't break the American economy again. But it's one of the fastest growing cities in the world because of people like you from everywhere. The Bronx in New York used to be the symbol of decay. The borough president in Bronx, his last name is Diaz. And they are growing manufacturing jobs. Growing manufacturing jobs in a big city because they believe in diversity and possibility, and they are training young people from all over the world to claim their future. That's what we have to do. That's the fight the farm workers have raised for 54 years now. You have inspired people around the world. You have inspired people like me who were just in high school when you began. And it is time that you claim your rightful place at the head of America's labor movement and as the spear bearers of a modern 21st century economy that should belong to all Americans equally and fairly. So, this election is about whether you want the walls or the bridges. Whether you want to see everybody fighting like crazy over a small and shrinking economy, or whether you want to put everyone together on a massive escalator to the future so we all rise together. It's about whether you believe that we can make tomorrow better than today for every person willing to work and learn, or whether we just have to pick winners and losers and keep people angry all the time, distrustful, and call people names. I think I know what you want. I think I know what America wants. And this election for president, as Tom Perry said yesterday, I heard him say, it's about whether it's about we or me. The other guy, he wants it to be about himself. We want it to be about we. Hillary has spent a lifetime working for other people, working to empower other people, working to make people believe that together we can do anything, and if we spend all our time fighting and divided, all we will do is fall further behind. We are now being looked at all over the world because these fears are present all over the world. Will we show the world a future of inclusion, diversity, shared prosperity, shared community, and yes, shared citizenship, including the right to vote? Or will we say, oh, it's just too much? Just elect somebody who tells everybody what to do. Never mind the facts, never mind the truth, never mind human potential. You have led us in spirit. You have led all Americans for 54 years. With unimaginable hardship and burdens and often persecution, you have kept the light of the original dream of the farm workers burning brightly. You have inspired people you could not possibly know. When I became a young governor in my state, we depended upon you, the farm workers, to harvest our tomato crops, to harvest our peaches, to be part of a trek going all the way up to the cherry crop in Michigan. And because I had been inspired in high school by Dolores Huerta and Cesar Chavez, one of the first things I did as a public servant was to work to get decent housing and living conditions for farm workers so they would be treated fairly and decently along their travels. And I didn't understand it then. All I knew was you represented something profoundly good that had the chance to make the whole country better. Now you're winning. Hillary did. She co-sponsored a piece of legislation that you helped to negotiate on agricultural employment. She worked to end discrimination as a senator. She did pressure, or at least ask in a very nice but firm way, companies to give your union contracts. And two did, and lots of people are employed in better living conditions as a result. The details matter to you in your lives, but you have to understand, when you register, when you vote, when you take a stand, you are helping to lift everybody. You have to understand that there are those of us who never picked a crop, except those of us like me who lived on small farms and we had to pick everything ourselves because the farm was small. You inspire people. We are going to define America for a long time to come in this election. We are going to say to people throughout the world, people from different backgrounds and different religious faiths and different opinions can live together, argue together, vote together, work together, learn together, and build a whole different future if everyone is treated fairly and decently. That's our model. Then others will say, no, 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 we have to pick winners and losers and build our wall. You say no to the wall, yes to the bridge, yes to dignity for every worker, yes to shared prosperity, yes to a society where every person has dignity, every life has meaning, and every immigrant has a path to citizenship. God bless you and thank you.